1. StarCast is proudly sponsored by DoghouseSystems.com. If you use the code StarCast or Biscuit at checkout, you will get double memory on your next Doghouse system. And also TweakedAudio.com. Go to TweakedAudio.com for high-performance noise-reducing earbuds. Use our code StarCast and get 30% off plus free shipping on your entire order. And finally, SC2QuoteOfTheDay.com. Daily quotes from the StarCraft 2 community. The site may suck, but the quotes are sick. And make sure to go check out their t-shirts in their new store. Once again, that's SC2QuoteOfTheDay.com, and we thank them for their support. Sponsor an episode of StarCast at thestarcast.com.
Hell, it's about damn time for StarCast.
Incoming transmission.
Biscuit.
Hello and welcome back to episode 136 of StarCast. I am Garrett Weinzerl, and with me, as always, as much as I try to spray rain and make him go away, is Kyle Ferguson. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing excellent this evening. Hello and welcome, everyone, to your definitive esports looking in from the outside podcast. I feel like with all this business talk going on that we are the only sane ones left, and truly the ones who can comment from a fan perspective after the weeks of drama.
I was wondering where you're going with that. I was like, are you trying to pump us up to something we are not? But okay, I see where you're coming from.
No, I brought it back down and around. This is the happiest StarCraft podcast on.
I think that should be what we make our tagline. StarCast, the happiest StarCraft podcast.
Yeah.
Now with 98% less Destiny. I don't know what else to put in.
And, we've got a guest today, and we're injecting some happiness into this show.
Oh, yes, we are. We really are. If you're not happy, if you're watching this and saying, I'm depressed, well, we have the cure for that. Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce our guest, well, watch this. That can only mean our guest is the one, the only Jonathan Burton of Carbot Animations. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
That is actually the first time I've seen the latest episode of StarCraft. I fell behind this week. That is awesome. I'm glad that the Baneling has been properly represented now in the awesome, adorable cuteness that is your StarCraft shorts.
Thanks.
So, anyways, welcome to the show, man. And I don't even know how to follow it up. That was great. Thank you.
Well, let's pass it to you. So go ahead, let the people know who you are, what StarCraft is, because as an audio-only podcast for some, that will not translate.
Yeah. First, anyone who's watching, I want to apologize. I've been having some problems with my computer. The microphone isn't working. I borrowed a friend's headset, and that microphone wasn't working. So now I'm using my phone to Skype. So if anyone's wondering why my face isn't up there, that's why. But yeah, my name's Jonathan. I do StarCrafts weekly on Saturdays. I animated. I think of the storylines, all that, everything. And I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say.
All right. Well. So
Yeah,
this
we'll give you a starting point. What's your video game resume? Like, what got you in? What made you a gamer? What made you start doing StarCrafts?
What got me into gaming? Well, I guess it was early on in life when I was just a little guy. Me and my brothers. I think what got me into like hardcore gaming was probably Super Smash Bros. Me and my two brothers, I think we tore that game apart because we actually went through 9 GameCube controllers.
Oh, so you're from the Melee generation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we played the 64 one, but Melee was the one we thrashed. Yeah, we went through 9 GameCube controllers and 2 GameCubes actually.
Wow, I didn't know you could break a GameCube.
I didn't know either, but
I thought it seriously only had 2 selling points: Smash Brothers and Unbreakable.
yeah, no, apparently it broke, so we had to get a new one. So
Is that from wear and tear or the velocity at which it was thrown?
I'm not sure. I'm sure that could have taken a toll on it, but I think maybe a little bit of both.
Gotcha. Well, understood. God, I could do. I mean, Kyle, you're aware. You've been on the show for a while, but it's your first time on, John. We could seriously do an entire show about Smash Brothers. It's come up on the show so many times, mostly when we're talking about the importance of balancing a game.
I'd get kicked off the show pretty quick for my chic.
Yeah. Were you a master of the wave dashing, John?
I didn't use that much, but I mean, I used Falco, which was pretty overpowered in Melee. But I also used Roy, who is not. So, yeah, I don't know. It just depended.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, very cool. So StarCraft. How did you start with the original StarCraft Brood War, or were you more like us and kind of? I mean, Kyle and I both played the original StarCraft, but we didn't really become frothing at the mouth fans until StarCraft 2.
Right. Yeah, I did. Obviously, I wasn't into it as I am now, like as much, but I still, because I was younger, and I have many brothers. I have 5 brothers, so. You don't get to go on the computer that often, especially when a lot of them like to play the same games as you. So I didn't play that much of StarCraft Brood War, but I still loved it. I've only really played 3 computer game genres, and that's StarCraft, Warcraft, and Counter-Strike. Those are the only really ones I've ever gotten into for computer games, and I love them. Diablo. How did I forget Diablo?
So Blizzard makes it. You play it.
Yeah, when it comes to computer games, pretty much Blizzard and Valve. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad you put Valve in there. Or we can be friends now.
Yeah.
well, great. So, were you in the Wings of Liberty beta?
No, I didn't actually. I never got the beta.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sad days. It was a wild west of RTS gaming back then.
So what happened? So you're sitting around, you're looking at Reddit, and you're like, you know what? This needs an injection of happiness. These people are too down. They need to laugh at something. What made you start drawing?
There's a lot of factors that play into it. Me and my brothers always make fun of the games we love. We make fun of the situations that you find yourselves in, and that that you usually find really frustrating at the time, but it's very fun to laugh at later. It's always funny when it's not happening to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we've always made fun of that and personalities of units and things like that, or characters, whatever game it is. And StarCraft is one of them. So that kind of put me in the mindset. And after going to, I'm going to animation school right now. I'm in school full time, and I was learning Flash, and Flash it's fairly easy to use. And so I just thought, you know what, I find it hard to start a project and then finish it, but I just had this, I don't know, I guess it was inspiration. I don't know what it was, but I was like, you know what, I need to make this happen. And yeah, so I went out and did it.
Would you mind if I asked what school you're going to?
Sheridan. It's I live in Ontario, Canada, and
Okay.
Sheridan College.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I went to an art school as well. I had a bunch of friends who went for animation. A couple of which work at over at DreamWorks.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what year are you in. Are you to the point where you are pretty much locked away in a cave? Because that's
when
what
it comes,
happened. That's what happened to all of my animation friends.
yeah, I'd say so. The one, as much as I love doing it, the one thing that really sucks is because I'm so busy with school and obviously my life and stuff like that. And then the animations, I usually animate Friday nights, and so I don't get to do anything Friday night, and a lot of Saturdays sometimes. When they come out late on Saturday, it means I'm finishing up, and so that's the one thing that really puts a damper on my week to week thing with StarCrafts. But every time, when I finally finish it, I see the finished product, and then I see the feedback and stuff like that. It's always worth it. So
Well, and now you see it posted on the Blizzard main page.
yeah, that actually, surprisingly, I don't know if you caught it. Blizzard contacted me on episode 2, and they asked if they could feature it, and then they did, episode 1 and 2, and then they didn't for like a couple weeks, and then they started doing it again every week, and I mean that is I mean. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not any different than anyone else who plays StarCraft. And I mean, I couldn't. I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like, I didn't think it was actually Blizzard contacting me at first. I thought it was a joke or something,
Oh yeah, I know that. Kyle can back me up on this. We recently got an email from Blizzard asking if we wanted to reserve a clan name, which I have now found out was legit, and I think that's awesome that they did that. It's super cool. But when I got the email, I was like, "There's no way this is real. This isn't from Blizzard."
Yeah.
I'm like, they're probably asking me for my password somewhere in here, and I'm reading. I'm like, they're not asking me for my password.
Well, and it's clearly,
maybe
some
this is
programmer,
legit.
a nerd sitting there, and he's like, so, yeah, if you get that tour...
Well, wait, what was that, Kyle?
Oh, did I cut out?
You did cut out.
Oh, I apologize. I was saying that it was written in such casual tone, like, some programmer at Blizzard would speak in. But that also kind of made us wary, as he's like, so if you guys can get us to that, we'll take care of you all.
Yeah.
And no, like, greetings from Blizzard.
Which is what I'm used to whenever I forget my Warcraft password or something.
Salutations and huzzah.
That's great. So it's safe to say that you're just a kind of a big all around Blizzard fan then, John.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I didn't get into World of Warcraft. I played it when it first came out. Got to level 25, but none of my friends are playing it really, so I quit and I haven't really touched it since.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those games. Like if your friends aren't playing it, there's just kind of no rhyme
Yeah.
or reason to go. It's like, I could kill boars, but it's lonely.
I could collect some feathers.
They don't talk back.
Yeah, I do keep up with it though, kind of on a very casual basis. I see what's going on with it, but I mean, no, I'm not into it like I am StarCraft at all. I love StarCraft a lot, and yeah, so
Yeah. Well, we took we always ask the community for questions, and we got some questions from the StarCraft Reddit, which we have a love-hate relationship with, but there's no reason we shouldn't inform them that one of their heroes is coming on the show. We talked a little bit about the beginning and Blizzard approaching you. User CMAT17 asks, did you expect StarCrafts to become an instant hit?
No, well, obviously no. To what it is right now, no, I didn't expect that at all. I knew the opportunity was there because I did look around at YouTube, and I looked at other StarCraft cartoons and stuff, and I was like, well, there's only 8 cartoons of StarCraft out there.
Yeah.
In total on YouTube,
And seven of them was made during Brood War, and that 8th one hasn't updated in 4 months. So.
Yeah, something like that. It was very dead. It was niche. It wasn't there really. There's only a couple, and I really wanted to do a weekly thing, and so yeah, I mean, I was like, so this market isn't really hit, and so I knew the opportunity was there. I did not think. I mean, my goal, I should tell you actually. So this is my mindset when I was making StarCraft. I was like, okay, I started it in September. I was like, by the end of September, I want 1,000 subscribers. And then I was like, by the end of the year, I want 5,000. I mean, if you look at it now, just about at 100,000 subscribers. And at the end of September, I think it was 25,000. I was aiming for one, and I hit 25, and I
Damn.
couldn't believe that. Yeah, it was completely ridiculous. I don't know. Every day was like a miracle to me. So yeah.
That is just too damn awesome. That same user followed up with, "How have you acclimated to your newfound popularity?"
I'm not familiar with that word.
Well, because you sound like you've really let it go into your head and become a total jerk. You don't seem down to earth or approachable at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sit on my throne now. No, I try not to think about it too much because I don't want to. Like, I mean, I don't want to. Well, one, assume that it's more than it is. And two, I think if I try to keep the mindset that, yeah, sure, I've got my foot in the door, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna last for the next 5 months. I want to make it last, and so I mean, I try to keep the mindset is, it's not over yet, and I have to keep working hard and thinking hard and trying to make it work every single week, because that is something that's very challenging to do. So I mean, by no means do I think, yeah, I've done it. Not at all. I think the hardest part actually has begun. I need to keep up with that now.
Yeah. I mean, doing an animation on a weekly basis. I mean, this is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. I mean, like I said, I come from like a roughly artistic background. I went to art school here in Florida. Have a lot of friends that do like web comics and stuff like that. Trying to do a web comic on a weekly basis is a pain in the butt. I can't imagine trying to like animate scenes and crap and churn it out on a weekly basis. I mean, that's just got to be crazy.
Oh, I feel the same way sometimes. I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. But the good thing the one thing you have an advantage about animation as compared to like comics, you get to press play.
I guess that's a good point. You kind of have
so
you get to play with it, I guess.
Exactly. So I mean, after every scene, you press play and you're like, yes.
So it's this built-in motivator. I never thought of it like that. That's not bad. That's what I should. That's why all my webcomics never get past like issue 2. I should just try and animate them crudely.
Because it's really hard to, I mean, keep up with that thing. But I mean, that honestly, if I couldn't press play, I don't think I would be where I am today. Because I mean, to be able to rewatch, and sometimes I waste time doing it, but to be able to rewatch it is definitely a huge motivator to keep going.
Do you laugh at your own gags?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I do. Partially because I grew up with a certain group of friends, and they're very. I've hung out with these guys all my life, ever since we're in diapers, and so I see them in those characters sometimes, or their humor, and it makes me laugh and things like that. So yeah, I do. I definitely do.
That's great. That's great to hear. You ever I'm assuming you start off like with rough storyboards. You like kind of sketch out your ideas.
I try to. I don't always do it. Actually, a lot of times I don't do it, which is really bad because sometimes I'm stuck sitting there trying to think. Oh, I had this pictured in my mind, but where does he enter from the screen, and how is it? You know what I mean? All those positionings.
Yeah.
But some I do, and some I just do rough thumbnails. So which helps, but not nearly as much as I should. I guess the answer is in short.
Gotcha. Just totally personal question and topical is because it's something I recently read. Do you read the Oatmeal online comic?
Oatmeal Online. I don't think I've actually even heard of that.
Oh, okay. This is a webcomic artist, very, very successful. It's just the oatmeal.com. But he recently did a very self-referential strip that's just life as a creative web person, like if that's what you do for a living. And the whole bit was the fear of thinking like creativity is a pool, and as you pull from it, it empties out. And just that fear of, well, I've done this comic. I will never have another creative thought in my life. And that's like that was kind of the point of the comic. And then at the end, he brings it around. It's like you don't think of creativity as a pool, and that was kind of the moral of the joke. But do you ever have that? Like you finish like episode 21, and you're just like, oh crap! I don't have another funny thought in my head for StarCraft.
Kind of, because I still have a lot of my original ideas I still haven't done yet. And because I try to keep it sequential, I try to keep it, there's like a overarching story going on. So there's some episodes that were completely filler. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. And some episodes that are that I had originally of ideas. And so, but even the filler ones I've actually, because I try to think about them a lot and make them just as good. The filler one, and a filler one, for example, is episode 10, which is when the Immortal got introduced. That was not planned at all. That just kind of, I brought it up, and it worked out really well. That's actually one of my more favorite ones, actually. So, but yeah, I do know, I'm well aware, like, I mean, I don't want to repeat jokes. So in a way, it's kind of like a pool, I guess. But I mean, creativity, it's called creativity for a reason. So it shouldn't be something that you only have a limited amount of ammo for and that's it kind of thing. You know, It's something that you create out of nowhere. So
yeah, if you run out, just construct additional creativity pylons.
That's right. That's right.
So, from Reddit again, we get from Jonikchaja91. He asks, what unit was the hardest to draw? Which I have to say, I was curious of the exact same question.
Well, I wonder which one he meant, hardest to draw or hardest to design, because that's a little bit different.
I think we can go with either.
Yeah, well, the one I struggle with so far the most, because I haven't done all of them obviously yet, but I struggle with the roach a lot. The original design, like I was like, it's not working. I don't like it. And I wish I could actually throw a picture up just to show you, but it partially was the color. I didn't know how to color it, and also just the entire design to make it look like it fit. And so I struggled with that one. But to animate, probably so far, I think either the Queen or the Colossus, for two different reasons. The Colossus, it's robotic, so it's got to hold its form really well, whereas pretty much everything else is pretty squishy. The Colossus, I mean, it squishes a bit, but it's a robot. So, and the Queen is the character that has the most lines. It has all these. It has like 3 legs, 4 arms. It has a big long butt with pincers at the back. Extremely hard to simplify because that's what I had to do. But yeah, so I think the Queen is the hardest to animate, and the one that I struggle with the most design is the roach.
Well, that's interesting. Personal question: what was it like designing the Infestor? Because that is hands down my favorite of all your characters.
Actually, the funny thing is, I did that off the spot. I should tell you about that episode because there's a whole story behind that episode. One, the idea of that episode is actually my little brother, who
blows raspberries and smacks toys around.
No, he's 20 now. So my little brother, I played with him. I would play with him and my older brother as well as a trio. But my little brother, we would play, and this one time he wasn't in a battle with us, so we were like, "Where are you? You gotta help us out." And we're like, "Where are you?" And he's like, I go look, and he's like, "I'm playing cards." And we're like, "What?" And so I go look, and he has this Infestor, His infestors are neural. It wasn't a Hellion though. It was tanks. He was neural parasiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was just neural parasiting the tanks and just moving them around. Meanwhile, me and my other brother, we're in a battle. We're trying to win this game, and he's just messing around. But yeah, so that's where the idea came from. But animating that episode, I actually was doing an entirely different episode the night before, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and this is when the episodes were on Tuesdays. I don't know if you were following that early, but it used to be on Tuesdays, and I was the night before, and I wasn't even done this episode. I was almost done, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and I did not like the episode. I actually hated it. It was boring. I mean, the beginning was all right, but it was very boring, and so I completely scrapped that episode. Huh. I was like, nope, I'm not using it, and so I did the Infestor one. I did not sleep that night, and I didn't even have an Infestor design. So the way it came out, the design, I don't know if I was in some sort of sleepless trance or something, but I'm very happy the way it came out. I don't know how it did, but it did. And I was able to get the episode done. I uploaded it as soon as I was done. So I think it was about 6 or 7 in the morning.
Wow.
And I went to school that day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I fell asleep during class, needless to say. But yeah, so that's the story behind that episode.
Oh man, that is brilliant. I'm so glad to know that so much pain and anguish went behind something that makes me so happy. I've watched that damn one so many times. It's not even funny.
I'm sure you've been told multiple times that your animations are adorable. They're just so cute.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, as an artist, is this a style that you kind of naturally went to? Because I always found it interesting.
You cut out there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What you said, sorry.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying, was this a style that you kind of come to naturally, or was this something you kind of stumbled upon?
A little bit of both. If you ever seen if you go to Bird Box Studio, it's a YouTube channel. It's really, really good. He only has a limited amount of animations. I don't know if he works for some company or whatever, but he puts them up every once in a while. And it's very much the same approach I've taken with StarCraft. It's there's no dialogue or anything. It's all through body language and actions, and try to get the story across that way. And everything is pretty simplified there. The visuals a little bit different. These are gorgeous. Sorry?
These are really pretty.
Oh, you're looking at it right now?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. I'm not familiar with Bird Box.
And I really love I love them all actually, but I think my favorite one is the ice cream one on there. I don't know. You got to watch them all. They're very short, so you can watch them all pretty quickly, and they're all great. But yeah, so I kind of got the play-out approach from that, and I guess a bit of the style as well. I knew I had to simplify all the units. Because I'm going to be animating them, and if I'm going to animate a Marine or whatever it is, I can't have all that detail on, because you know what, I would probably finish 2 episodes, if I did it with that amount of detail.
Oh yeah, you have to do what anime does and farm it out to like an animation house.
Yeah, so I knew I had to stylize it. I knew I had to simplify it. So that was the mindset I had, but I didn't want to simplify it where it was just. It looked like a simplified Marine. I knew I needed to stylize it to make it look like it was a world within itself. You know, that it wasn't trying to be something that it wasn't. I wanted it to look complete in its whole picture. If I'm making sense while I say that,
I get it.
yeah. So I needed to make it fit. You know, and so I mean that's kind of why I took a little bit of like this kitty cute. Approach, whereas, so I guess I don't know. It's just stumbling over my words now, but I guess I guess that's why I took that approach. But just because it's cute doesn't mean it can have some awesome combat, right? And which I plan to really put in not this Saturday, but next Saturday there should be episode full of combat. So
Sweet. That's awesome. I'm going to be watching the crap out of this channel, by the way. I know what I'm doing after the show tonight. Going back into some of these Reddit questions. Well, we kind of already talked about how you come up with ideas. We're gonna move on to this one. This was one got a lot of upvotes. When will Carbot animations switch to Heart of the Swarm?
Actually, I've been thinking about that a lot. I didn't know when. I knew I didn't want to do it when. Like, I mean, how long ago did the beta release now? It was a while ago, but
This is an abnormally long beta.
Yeah. I didn't want to do it too soon because you know what? The Warhound. I mean, things like that, right?
Well, then you just have an episode of the Graveyard and
yeah.
Headstone.
I mean, I'll probably poke fun of that later, but like even just things like the Widow Mine, it used to latch on, right? But now it does. And things like that, right? So I didn't want to touch it until it was settled on. I want to make sure the animations kind of are as timeless as possible, that they'll apply no matter how far you are into it. I guess there will be patches, obviously, but usually it stays pretty much the same. Like, I mean, with the way things work.
Yeah.
But
like you could have done an episode where about a siege tank having to upgrade to siege mode, and that would no longer be relevant.
Exactly, things like that. So, I mean, that's why I didn't touch it at first. But as to when, another thing I've been thinking about, I'm not 100% on this, but I think I am going to go do this. I'm probably going to make it seasons, make seasons 1, season 2 for StarCrafts. And so the end of season 1 is approaching, if I am going to do this, which I think I am. And so in season 2 will be the introduction to Heart of Swarm and things like that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and so you'll see a lot of changes scenery-wise as well for season 2 as well. So, I mean, it'll be soon. It'll be before, what is it, March? March what? Heart of the Swarm releases?
March 12th.
12th, okay.
I knew Kyle would know that off the top of his head.
Yeah, March 12th. So it'll I can say with pretty good confidence that it will be before the release, probably a couple weeks before the release, that the Heart of the Swarm will be in StarCrafts.
Cool. I wasn't expecting that like set of an answer.
Yeah, that was pretty lengthy.
Thought out.
Yeah, I was like, well, eventually it's. Let's see. Got a couple more questions. I love this one. Would you rather fight 100 cute Zerglings or an adorable Ultralisk?
Would I rather fight 100 cute Zerglings or an adorable Ultralisk? Well, either way, they're going to smother me with love. It might depend on what upgrades they have. Because the Ultralisk, maybe I could escape.
Just dodge between its legs or something?
That's right. Or outrun or whatever.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen...
It'd have its dependencies on those.
I don't know. I watched the siege tank try to outrun an Ultralisk this past week, and it didn't end too well for him. Have you? I'm sure by now you've seen some of the stuffed animals people have made of your designs. Like, what's been your reaction to that?
That's really cool. The first time I saw anyone make anything was Halloween, some jack-o'-lantern carvings, and I mean, it was people that I don't know mimicking my art style. I didn't think that would happen, at least not anytime soon. You know, with anything. I mean, but it's a shock, and then for people to make like plushies, you know, I don't know. It's surreal. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, no, you've entered the shut up and take my money era of the internet.
Pretty much. I mean, when I don't think we've ever like posted on Reddit and been like, hey, we would like questions for our guest this week. This is the only time someone has posted, how do I give this person money, as their question.
Wow.
So, congratulations, sir. You've broken some kind of weird barrier.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just gotta. Well, thanks for whoever that was.
Well, you're gonna stick around. We're gonna talk about the news of the week. So I guess before we wrap up the formal interview, we'll take questions for you at the end before we end the show from the chat room. But I guess the closing question for the formal interview will be: is there anything in the future, StarCrafts or not StarCrafts related, we're looking forward to? Now we've already talked about Seasons and Heart of the Swarm, but is there anything else on the horizon?
You know what? There's so many ideas in my head. Like I want to do them, but I have no time to do them. Right? So you'll probably see a lot more during summer. You will see a lot more during summer, and a lot of them are StarCrafts related. Related. They are StarCrafts, different approaches and things that I think people will hopefully get excited for. I mean, I think they will. So, but that will. Again, I don't know when I'll do the first one of that. It's kind of a different series on its own, kind of, but it involves more of the community. So, and there's also other ideas for StarCraft as well, but for other series as well, which I want to ask the fans what they think and how they feel, whether they want a secondary channel for that, or if they're okay with it going on my channel or the Carbot channel, like the same one as StarCrafts. Either way, I could see possibly benefits to both. But I mean, I want to see what the feedback with the fans are with that, because there is other series that I want to do that I really am itching to do, but just need the time for.
Awesome. Kyle and I have had conversations very similar to what you just said. With I have so many ideas, but so little time. There's so many shows. Kyle and I have been like, well, this is a great idea for a show. Let's do it. It's like, but let's see. We work from 9 to 5 every day.
If we only didn't sleep.
Sleep is such. I hate sleep. I love sleep, but I hate sleep.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. I feel you.
It's like if I didn't have to do the sleep thing, so much more would get done. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, but then everyone would be up then, and then like work would go 16 hours long, and the world would adapt stupidly to us no longer sleeping.
Well, clearly you're just not doing like speed.
Clearly.
So there is that. So that concludes the formal interview. But let's talk about Heart of the Swarm, because there's just so much crap this week. And when I say crap, I mean epic, awesome, holy, just God. It was so hard to work.
Use the same word.
Yeah, it was so hard to do my job this week because stuff kept pouring in. And I'm just like, March needs to get here. I'm gonna take a week off from work and just. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Sure, as members of the internet, we are all accustomed to avoiding advertisements. But when it comes to Blizzard advertisement, we all pretty much highest quality and full screen.
Yeah, and speaking of which, before I guess we talk about the biggest news of the week, which is of course the cinematic, let's roll the cinematic just one more time, because I don't think we all have sufficient enough nerd boners. Okay? All right, we all good with that? All right, here it comes. I'm going to just jack up the volume. And here it goes.
Armies will be shattered. Worlds will burn. Now at last, on this world, vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of Blades.
Oh, Blizzard, will you just make a goddamn movie already?
Yeah, I agree. Holy cow.
Jeez. John, why can't you do that every week?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, jeez. Like, every time they make a cinematic, I get really stoked. And I think it's seriously the only thing in the world that I don't have that cynical thought, like, this has a potential of sucking. I don't, it's the only thing where I don't have cynical thoughts about it. I just know it's going to be awesome, and it is.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
Just,
It's always this big, well, cinematic. Yeah, it's awesome every single time. I love waiting for the Blizzard trailers, and when they finally come out, it's always good.
yeah. Yeah, that's, I remember in college that anytime I was like, oh, there's a new WoW cinematic, everyone just crowds around the television that the PC's hooked up to. That's even like the sports fan in the house was like, all right, I'll come see this. Oh wow, that was pretty cool. So
as an Ultralist fan, I've never been so happy.
I was
Yeah.
I was about to say that's like porn for you, Kyle.
Oh, most certainly. But you know what? Let's play a game, shall we? And this game is called It Only Happened in Dreams. And this is where, of course, a Ultralist destroys a tank in a single hit.
Again, how many times have we gotten on the subject of lore versus game balance, Kyle?
Sure. And that, the Viking had no idea what was coming, apparently. He looked like a badass. I mean, that put Transformers, well, at least 2 and 3, and probably 1 to shame.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta say, as cool, as awesome as that Viking was transforming and landing, he was a complete moron for doing it.
Yeah.
Well, they can't shoot down. He was being a hero. He's like, well, no one else is going to shoot at him, and I can't shoot down in flight mode.
Yeah,
he could have gone like half a mile and joined the group.
Yeah, that might have been a smarter idea.
I guess that's a good point. But, everyone's giving the Viking shit, and say what you will, I think he lives, because he doesn't get cut in half. If you watch it very, very closely, he just kind of gets cast away.
That's true.
Yeah, but there's a horde in the background overtaking some Marines who are running from that Ultralist as well. He's swept away.
Well, you never know. He could be like Hawkeye, hit the eject button, shoot up, land in like a windowsill, and like somehow miraculously escape, despite having no superpowers.
And no one should be surprised, because this is apparently the guy who saw the Leviathan coming out of the clouds and went, I'm gonna shoot that. That's what I'm taking on today.
Hey, he's doing his job.
That's for damn sure. If I have one complaint about that cinematic, I'm stretching. It's that we didn't really get to see the thing in the clouds.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
what it
we
truly
know from,
in its true awesomeness.
We know from campaign previews that that's the giant Leviathan that Kerrigan flies around in, and your load screen, you're hanging out in the battle cruiser is going to be hanging out inside the Leviathan, and its mouth will open to show you whatever planet you just got to.
I actually didn't even think about that. That makes complete sense, though.
But you know what I'm excited for? Of course, the inevitable patch where they allow hatcheries to fly so we can launch our units down at our enemies.
You want a Zerg mothership, is what you're telling me.
You have no idea. I mean, first of all, I was like, oh my god, is that thing launching corruptors? And then I got even more excited because it's those damn
pods.
Bombarding pods. Yeah, those are awesome.
Those pods are all over the Wings of Liberty campaign.
Yeah, I can't wait to fire them myself. Though I do wonder if there's sort of a a remastered ET sort of vibe going on in the background, because there was the big statue of Binks, and they had some tanks, and there weren't any Thors, there weren't any, and I imagine maybe at some point they had to like erase all the Warhounds out of the back.
Yeah, actually, that's a good thought. I wonder if they did. Well, then again, though, there's no. If you notice, there really is no Heart of the Swarm units in that cinematic.
No, they're all classic StarCraft units.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say classic, but because there's Banelings. But Banelings aside, I think every single one of them goes all the way back to Brood War.
Yeah, they're probably playing it safe when they were, because I mean, I have no idea how long it takes to make that.
Well, we saw the Ultralisk got hit by the tank shell back at BlizzCon 2011.
Yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean
I remember seeing that, and that is awesome. Like that, like I mean, you can feel the impact and the power of both the shot and the Ultralisk moving forward. So cool.
The way they convey weight and scale in that just one little scene, where it takes it and its head kind of goes down and then it gathers its strength back up and keeps pushing forward. Jesus Christ. I cannot move on with my life. The game needs to come out now so I can go through the campaign, blow my nerd load, and be done. Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. I think because I was excited for Heart of the Swarm, but more of like a casual, excited, like I'm looking forward to its release. Can't wait to play it. But that cinematic was like, okay, it needs to come out right now.
Yeah. And now the chat room is suggesting "Blow My Nerd Load" as the title of this week's episode. Maybe it will. We'll see what other funny things are mentioned. So Kyle, are you, since you're the resident Zerg, John? I know we talked before the show, but you play Protoss, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a pretty well-rounded show. Then I'm a big Terran fan. Kyle, you're Zerg to your core. Are you concerned about a too human version of Kerrigan? Are you afraid that she's going to be too Terran-like?
That's interesting, because she's clearly a lot more infested when she is infested Zerg Kerrigan, and this one had a lot more eye power. Psi stuff going on.
Yes.
And I've already made the assumption, because we've seen the pictures of her having her infested arm up to cast a spell, that she's going to slowly become reinfested, but now she keeps her mind. And so maybe that's, they're keeping the stuff off her face. They're giving her more of the Protoss sort of psi eye power to represent that containment.
Yeah, she's kind of unlocking her true potential or whatever.
Exactly.
You basically, I'm sure, inject a lot of Star Wars archetypes here. But I don't know. What do you think, John? What are you excited about for the story?
I'm really excited for all the units you get to manipulate in the campaign. They've only shown a couple, but like Zerglings jumping up the cliffs, or choosing them to. I think they do something else too.
You can spawn 3 from one egg instead of 2.
That's
I
right.
think is
That's
the other
right.
option.
Stuff like that. I'm excited for, because I love new units and stuff like that. So we only get like 2, maybe 3 in the expansion on multiplayer. But I love new unit concepts and stuff like that. It's always fun.
Well, and I am super excited about Blizzard's announcement that they're going to have skins as one of the rewards for doing the leveling in the multiplayer now. And because we have the campaign,
missed this.
Yes, because we have the campaign that is going to teach us what Raptorlings and other sorts of offshoots of those animations are, we're gonna get those in multiplayer.
For sure.
The skins, right? We're not going to have Zerglings running up cliffs in multiplayer.
No. You don't get to keep the upgrades.
All right.
That's outrageous.
Just the skins.
Just making sure.
Actually, because I was actually thinking about that a couple months back, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, skins, it's more of a visual reward for doing things in the game. Portraits, they're fine, but you see them at the loading screen. That's pretty much it,
Yeah, or if you're stalking someone.
Yeah, and decals, they're not that noticeable either. So the rewards. And there's many of them, but they didn't feel as rewarding as, as skins would be, where it's like, yeah, my army looks different because, I've done this or that or whatever it is.
Yeah. I did not know about that, Kyle. That's awesome. I can't wait for that. I want like a pimped out Marine with like underglow lights, like it's some kind of tricked out Honda Civic.
I think it'll be from the campaign.
Yeah, like the War Pigs or something.
There you go. It's got like a subwoofer in its butt.
Because they have the Thor. Like if you got the collector's edition, you had the different Thor model.
Yeah, he's got like a spoiler on his shoulders. I've got that.
Yeah.
He's all tricked out. Again, I need some underglow lighting. Let's go, Blizzard. I want Vin Diesel piloting my Thor. So,
dead in 60 seconds. That's not Vin Diesel.
No, that's Nicolas Cage.
Too fast, too...
No, you're thinking of Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Better cars in that movie, but not necessarily better actors. So there's that. Let's talk more Heart of the Swarm, though, because it's a lot of Heart of the Swarm stuff this week. So the beta got a big change. We've now got the resume from replay feature. We can watch replays with friends. Now, supposedly, I haven't had a chance to go in. Is the server even up and functioning yet? I know they had to go into extended maintenance.
As of last night when I tried to play, it demanded I quit using the starter edition, both in Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty. So I am unsure of the current situation there.
And I think it's still down, actually. Oh wait, hold on. I just checked the website. I think it's up now.
Oh well, the show's over. We're gonna go play. We'll talk to you later.
Let's go.
Well, it's understandable that it's been down for a bit because we've gotten global play.
Yeah. Is this is just for Heart of the Swarm, or is this also for Wings?
Heart of the Swarm.
Okay, so this is just the beta. All right, that makes sense. So it's beta patch 2.0.3. It had to go into extended maintenance. It was supposed to be up yesterday. But yeah, they're adding watching replays with others. We're going to be able to take command of those games at any point during the replay.
Yeah, with the important caveat here, because originally we were thinking, oh man, how awesome. I can totally steal Idra's replay, play it by myself, capture that, and email it back to him showing what he could have done instead. But that is completely impossible. In order to play a replay, you have to have the original people who played it.
That's only for the resume from replay feature, sir.
Sure.
I'm correct. You can do what you just said, though. You're not 100% correct.
Okay, I misunderstood that. So, I see. So if a game ended prematurely, you can...
the reason I know is because in the official blog post that they made, there's a really freaking funny line where he's saying, "Oh, you got a J-Dong replay? You can take control of J-Dong's units and see if you can make his tank survive." And then it is like, there's an asterisk that said, "This scenario is intended for example purposes only. Neither you nor I playing anything like J-Dog does. And let's face it, Flash's APM is like 10 times, possibly 15 times mine." So, no, you can absolutely do what you just said we cannot do.
All right, well, I got confused, and I'm happy for it.
Yeah, because basically taking control of whoever you want is built into the watching replays together feature. There's a separate feature, which is the resume from replay, which is for tournaments like your NMLG and the game disconnects. It has kind of a smart feature where it tries to find the spot where the input, where like the player stops giving input. It like tries to find the correct spot to repick up from.
So does that mean you can make replays from replays?
Oh man, that's like, are you Leonardo DiCaprio? Are you taking me to Inception land?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you continue or if you meddle into a replay, could you now save that as a replay?
I wonder.
I'm assuming.
I would think you could.
And how many times can you resave a replay? It's like Inception. Dream within a dream within a dream.
Is it like AI in Halo? Do they start to degrade over time and eventually go crazy?
The game tries to kill you. Good.
Well, with any luck, the infestors will just turn into StarCraft's infestors and start blowing raspberries.
Maybe that's it's It's a question that shouldn't be asked. It's like cloning, We shouldn't dabble.
Yeah, you end up with.
We all need to stop playing God right now.
Yeah, there it is.
It's messing with life and replays.
So, but yeah, this is really big news that we're gonna have the replay. I think they call it like replay game recovery or something. But yeah, that is where you will need the original players and a replay of the original game. They said to assist in finding an appropriate timestamp to resume from, the game now monitors for events that might represent an issue, such as one player ceasing to provide input or one or both players being dropped from the game. And then when you reload it, it starts paused. So like it's not just like, bam, you're in the game, good luck. You have a moment to, kind of get your bearings. So that is that'll be so much better than what we've currently had to deal with.
Oh, yes. And they're probably just happy to have it out so they can stop being looked at when they go to tournaments.
Yeah, there's been so many times where I was like, want to show a friend a replay, and I'm like screen sharing on Skype, and it's going at like 4 frames or 1 frame a second even. Like,
Oh, I know. Yeah, Skype screen share, I mean, while I'm glad it's even an option, is not, it's got a ways to go to be really useful.
Yeah.
But no, oh god, I can't wait for this. I remember, because when Kyle, you and I, when we started this show, we were like, oh man, we should like do bonus episodes where we cast like fans' games, and we just couldn't figure out a good way to do that from a replay.
Yeah, we needed infrastructure, we needed bandwidth, and now we can actually sit in the same game together and watch it,
which is wonderful. Just so great.
The training tools that this is going to bring are amazing.
Oh yeah, coaching just got a lot better. Big time. I guess the way they explained it, if you're in a replay with another, when you start it, you start in lobby just like anything else in StarCraft. So you can invite people in if you're in a party; they're already added. But whoever started it, when you go into the replay, that's the technical host, and that's the person who gets to control like your timeline, your game speed, and the camera.
I'm just really excited for unwinnable scenarios being posted. Basically, someone giving the replay out being like, how could I have possibly won this? Or could he have taken the game if he actually tried instead of quitting early?
That's a good point.
I mean, as I find it really fun, I just think that that's also absurd because, I mean, so you're not going to play the same way that person plays. So
That's true.
It's just kind of, it's kind of ridiculous. It's a fun idea, though. It'd be interesting if Blizzard, like, I don't know, had like, they put out replays like of a big happening at an esports event, like, say Jaedong dies to something, and like they're like, all right, replay this, try it, and it's like a challenge map or something.
Yeah,
if you win it. Well, we do know that we're getting new training modes with the new Heart of the Swarm.
Well, we'll need to. I mean, we were talking about, I think last week, that the current training modes are really just not. I mean, a lot of them are out of date.
Yeah,
with the way everything kind of functions. But yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of tools actually to help you get into the game. If you have been afraid to ladder, there's a really cool feature coming into the game that's matchmaking with AI, where it takes your ladder ranking, or, assuming that you haven't laddered at all, it starts judging your skill and gives you a computer of equal skill to play against.
That's awesome. This came from the HOTS preview on Team Liquid, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, there's a link to that in the show notes after the show. Those will go up.
Yeah, it's a very smart idea they're doing. They're trying to ease more of the people who are scared to ladder, or the casual players, into the matchmaking games, because it's too bad they didn't do that in the original, and now it's coming in the expansion, because there's probably a lot of people who won't get the expansion.
Yeah, because they're
that
too
are
scared
the
the first time.
Yeah, exactly. So, but still a good little selling point if you are one of those people.
Yeah, indeed. But I mean, hey, if you don't get the expansion, you're sad. No, there's that. They talked a little more on the physics engine. I'm just so jacked that we're getting a physics engine. Just watching like dead Marines roll down a hill. It's gonna be great.
My favorite of these, and they're all going to have switches. So different tournaments will be able to say, all right, back up. We don't want all these fancy physics distracting our players. And other tournaments can fully just devolve into ridiculousness. And my favorite
Well, it won't
physics
show. I mean, it won't show for the players on their own personal computers who are competing unless they have it on.
That's true enough. But why would they not? I never understand why people stream in lower graphics. Do you really?
It's more. It really is a lot easier to, I think, suss out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
guess
don't.
it's easier to see.
I don't personally play that way because I spend a lot
Sure.
of money on my computer and I want things to look nice. But
I mean, does your attention span really hang by a thread that water effects are going to ruin your day?
I don't know, Kyle. We'll sit you down with a pro who plays in all low settings. Let you talk to him.
But my favorite one of these physics things coming in is that massive units push and pile up bodies as they move.
Yes. Wondrous.
I was watching a game.
Oh, did we lose John? Oh no.
Oh no, did he get a phone call?
I think he got a phone call.
Oh no.
Oh, that's no good.
No, hopefully yeah, I guess we can give it a few moments and see if he can call back in or
I'm gonna hang up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 call him back.
Okay, let's give that a shot.
See what happens. Bear with us, everyone. His computer's having issues. He had to call in from his phone. John, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. We lost you.
There we go.
Did you get a call?
No, I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. We were just like, oh, he must have gotten a call and it killed the
Yeah,
Skype.
no. What I was saying is, I saw a game the other day where a seeker missile hit a queen, and the queen just launched. its corpse. It was so. It was very pleasing to the eye.
Wondrous. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked for
And that's
us.
one of the things you can do with this physics engine is it is actually a bar value that you can move up or down so that things will launch with extreme enthusiasm if you want them to.
You can set it to like lower gravity.
Basically, yes.
Really? Oh, that's gonna be.
It's gonna be great. Can you imagine the fun that mod makers are gonna have with this? People who make custom maps.
Yeah.
Oh, and some of the more casual tournaments like our home stories and our Red Bull lands. I mean, features like this could be a lot of fun.
Indeed. Kyle, you wanted to talk briefly about the owned situation.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this feels like a real weight in the middle of our happy notes today.
I know, but apparently we can't
talk-
go a week without esports drama of some sort.
Yes. Well, we mentioned it briefly last week. We didn't touch on it because it was brand spanking new last Thursday. Mostly it was just he said, she said madness at the time. And so we gave it a week so that we could get all the story together. And basically, here's what happened. And I had to approach this story, or this whole situation, very tentatively because I, of course, have my own judgments and my own ideas about the situation. But I've come to see the light and why this is a big deal. Of course, to a lot of us just kind of casual participants in the StarCraft scene, we're wondering, what's all this deal about money? I thought you guys were saying that, this is about passion. This is about, growing esports. And, we're given our eyeballs. We're given money when we can, but, we're not made of it. And hey, you guys get to play video games for a living. What's the big deal? And in fact, it is a really big deal, basically because there are contracts. And this is a business that needs to grow. And contracts are important. They make it so that money actually gets exchanged at the right times. So a certain party owned 3D TV or owned TV.
Oh, just call it owned.
Yeah, they haven't been paying out basically. They signed in the beginning. This is a streaming company. It's a lot like Twitch, but in order to get people over to their website, they ended up paying out large sums to move people over there and get them exclusively streaming on owned TV. And they paid them a large cash sum to come over, and then paid them, every month to the amount equal to about, I think it was half of what the subscribers give, which is $5 a person if you subscribe to a channel. So they were going to get half of that. And then they were going to get, ad revenue. And the first month went great. Second month was delayed to the third month. And from then on, money slowly trickled off with lots of excuses. And this all seems kind of strange, except for the fact that YouTube is doing it correctly. YouTube, you do get money for what you do if you're a part of their program. And with streaming, it's still a little kind of in that like theoretical dollars. If you remember the South Park episode.
Yes, I
About-
remember that.
I'm worth 21 million. Gopher. So the whole thing's a bit of a mess. And on top of this, atop of people just not getting paid in a contractual obligation, which they should be getting their money, the money isn't big enough and there's not enough money in the esports scene right now to be able to afford lawyers to take the legal action to make this situation correct. So basically, we have a lot of people talking big, but because there was enough money, think of a sports contract, you got so much money in that contract, hell yes, you're going to get a lawyer together and get that money. But when the money's so small that getting a lawyer and going through the whole process just isn't worth it, things become less feasible.
Yeah, that's just straight up irritating.
So the reason why it became public is because that's all they can do. And it's the best thing they can do is make us aware as the public that this website is being fraudulent, it's not paying out, it's not a good place to be. It's real. It's the hardest thing about it is, of course, the shattering of the illusion, the idea of growing esports and how, we all want to really believe in this and want to have our big esports events, but it's not quite there yet. And there's a lot of people taking advantage of other people. So just like any business, be careful who you work with. And there is a problem slightly in the StarCraft community because one dude gets a job and his job is in video games and he brings along his friend who might not be as hard of a worker, and that friend brings another friend. And because it's such a small community, it's a network of friends who may not be best suited for the jobs. Altogether, that is what's going on. Lots of individuals have been affected by Own3d actions. And that website, according to what I saw this afternoon, will be shut down in 2 weeks. So we did it, I guess.
Really? Owned is being shut down?
Yes, well, they can't pay anyone anymore.
I did not hear that part of it.
And, why didn't this come to light earlier? And the answer simply is, well, because people had jobs playing video games, they wanted it to be true.
That's a good point.
I'd want it to be true.
That's awful. Mm-hmm.
So you keep making excuses for them. You try to get the money that you think you got, but...
And plus, you don't want to go public with it as soon as it happens. You give them a chance and you try to make it work. And and obviously it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's too bad though. Yeah.
Yeah, it really sucks. There's not really any other competition out on the web for game streaming other than Twitch, right?
No, YouTube has been talking about starting up their own streaming service, and of course that is owned by Google, so people have a lot of faith in that taking off. But people are a little concerned right now because Twitch will be a bit of a monopoly, and without any competition, people are worried they might slack off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I really dig Twitch. I've been using it forever. I'm a big fan. I'm not too scared, although I don't. Have you? Either of you played around with their new video, like their new channel page layout? I'm not a fan.
I like how big the screen is.
See, yeah, that's the thing I don't like. If I want it big, I'll just full screen it.
Yeah, yeah, we know how to hold down Shift and scroll here in the nerd world.
That too, yeah. So I don't know. That's about the only thing, but I don't know. I was ready to go to war with them too when they changed everything to purple. I'm like, oh, this is the end, and then I was used to it within a week. So I'll keep my trident in the closet. That's right, trident, not pitchfork. I learned from DJ Wheat. So while we're on the subject of setting fire to things, there's going to be no open brackets at MLG Dallas. This sucks. Just straight up sucks. I'm not happy about this.
It's great for the organizers, of course, because now they can actually run a tournament rather than trying to herd cattle. But
no, sir, herd cats. Get it right.
Well, yeah, I guess cats are a bit more wily and all over the place. But it does kind of detract from the magic that was MLG.
Yeah, I think it kind of makes, I don't know, I can see either side. The open bracket, I think it would attract some people that you wouldn't normally attract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll let you finish, John.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, if you had more. The thing, I mean, the big thing for me is the chance for truly epic storylines has been now diminished.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what was
The
it?
underdog kind of thing?
2011, Lennox came in he entered in the Open and went on to win it.
Yeah.
And we've had other bigger stories that, aren't flying in from Korea as well. So it's a shame to restrict those. It's a shame that no longer can be. Well, that just that one tournament. We don't know what future tournaments are going to be like.
Yeah, I was going to ask. They only said it for that one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I find it odd why you would remove it from one and not from others, personally.
They're probably just testing it then.
Yeah. Yeah, but and then my only other point is I always thought the open bracket was one of the things that really kind of helped set MLG apart from other tournaments, because now we have so many. I mean, like, and MLG was the only one with an open bracket, so
yeah,
I always kind of enjoyed that. But I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna like take to Reddit and be like, I'm never gonna watch MLG again, because I will.
Sure, but
I love me some MLG.
It takes away a bit of that gladiatorial. Is there no one else worthy?
You could have gone in that open bracket and won the tournament. It could have been you. No, I'm joking. But yeah, like I don't know, like what you said. Like, I mean, it opens up that possibility that maybe that nobody could become somebody because of it.
Yeah. Alas, I don't know. We're just gonna have to. We're gonna have to have like a big name, just open tournament. Like, I don't even know what to call it. I can't help but like think of like Battle of the Bands. Like, I don't know. So we'll have to see. And I know Sundance said that they also had like something that is going to be good StarCraft related that they haven't announced yet. But I would have just waited, man. I would have announced them both at the same time. Not, hey, I've got bad news and good news. Here's bad news, and I'm going to wait a month to give you the good news. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and fume over that. So, alas, that is that. In happy esports news, though, Code S has begun. I'm very happy about this.
Yes.
Are you a GSL fan, John?
You know what? I don't get into I do, and I don't get into the esports side. I kind of, as you could probably imagine, I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
And I didn't really pay attention too much before, I started StarCraft. So I really, I would watch games, but I wouldn't really pay attention to, players or have a favorite player or anything. So it's something that I'm still kind of getting into, kind of thing. But I love every bit of it, and I support it 100% because, it's so cool to see live events, to watch these tournaments. I haven't been to one. I was going to go to one last year, but school restricted me. But I'm making it. I'm gonna make it my my business to go this year, to at least a couple. But yeah, I love the sports side. But unfortunately, no, I don't know like a whole lot of GSL. I know a little bit of what I hear and stuff like that, or what I see on Reddit or things like that, but not enough to really say much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to our listeners, if you only watch one game this week, make sure you watch Lennox's very first game. That's a Group B, I believe. Kyle, did you ever end up catching this?
No.
Well, then it's your homework tonight, because it's amazing.
Yes.
It is
I'll get right on it.
It is a long, absurd, what the hell is going on game. I loved it.
No, I enjoyed the first return cast of Tastosis after a 6-week break. The first couple of games they casted where they were quite confused and alarmed to be back in that office.
Yeah, it was great. Tasteless was wonderfully wacky this week.
Yeah.
I loved it. he was making all kinds of like Pokemon jokes, and oh man, I love it. I know some people are like, if you're not constantly on point all the time, you shouldn't be casting. I disagree entirely.
Nope, there is 5 minutes where Jack happens unless it's a ZVZ. Or a proxy barracks. Or, yeah, other things happen, but for the most part.
Indeed. No, there is that. Kyle, did you want to take this email?
Well, we do have a small little bit of news here that was revealed by Blizzard this week.
What news is this?
That Kerrigan is a level 12 Psi index rating.
Do they have StarCraft scouters now? They have like Vegeta in StarCraft that's reading people's psi levels?
It's again part of this StarCraft 2 lore panel they keep doing each week lately. And again, one of these questions falls out of the woodwork that seems completely asked by another developer. But that, hey, in the past you guys said that infested Kerrigan was a level 12 Psi index rating. What's up with that? Well, now we know that us normal-ass folk are a 0 to 2. No psionic abilities. I'd like to believe I personally am a 2. But just, sitting on the edge there.
So, like, you're like a 1.9 muggle or something? Like
Exactly.
Okay, continue, Mr. Kyle, continue.
3 to 5 makes you sensitive to psychic abilities. A rating of 5 is the minimum you need to be a ghost. And that is what the minimum is to be telepathic.
Oh.
So there are basically a range of 3 to 5 scouters that go throughout the Terran Dominion, picking up kids and people who have ratings of over 5 on their Psi index. 8 would be telekinetic, and 10 is what Nova and pre-infested Kerrigan was. Also during this little lore thing, we learned that a battle cruiser has a crew of 7,000, which means at the end of that cutscene we watched today, 7,000 people died. On top of the explosion that destroyed the entire city, most likely.
Has anyone seen the downvote gif of that?
Yes, where it comes.
It's just they put an arrow over the battle cruiser.
I haven't seen it, but it's pretty easy to picture.
Oh man, it's fantastic. It's the best damn thing ever. Well, that's a bunch of awesome lore. That is just weird. Seriously, who? You just got like Tychus. Hey, Jimmy, what's the scouter say?
Over 9,000.
What? Over 9,000? And this bit is over. We got an email this week from JT from Chicago. And Kyle, this is all you, buddy.
So JT is a public relations and marketing professional here in Chicago. Hey, JT. It's freezing up here, isn't it?
Do you two know each other?
No, we don't know each other. Actually, he wrote in a long time ago, I would say back in like episode... Oh, well, I'd gone to my first barcraft, so it was... I don't know, he offered me legal advice if I ever needed it. So thanks, JT. I remember you writing in. At any rate, he wants to say that, first of all, he is a big EG fan and talks about a bit of our scandal from last week about Alex Garfield, the In Control, the slasher talk over at... which DJ Weed show was this?
That was Inside the Game.
Yes, Inside the Game. And he agreed with us that people shouldn't be airing this dirty laundry out in public. But hey, now we know, after learning about the Owned incident, that this is the only place to air it, because we're the money that can get this done. Our eyeballs are what count right now, so they kind of did have to air it.
Public. Yeah, well, I know, it just seems so horrendously... the way it was, I don't know. I mean, again, my opinion has not changed, right? I think it was like, it was just so darn personal. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Oh, believe me, I struggled with this topic all week as I was like, but you get to play video games for money. I just don't, like, I know it didn't work out, but didn't that seem like a deal that was too good to be true when someone said, I will pay you to play video games online, and then your money didn't show up? I don't say, but well, no, I get it.
That doesn't really, I mean, that's a different subject from esports journalism.
Yes, true.
To a point.
That's a whole nother thing.
To a point.
But he linked us to a fine article written over at PC Gamer. And there are some great quotes here that I have withdrawn, if you would be so kind as to read them, Garrett.
Yes, okay. Quotes from this, this is the title is editorials, does not, or Editorial. Does esports understand journalism is the title of this, and some of the takeaway quotes is, in general, if the information is valuable and you verified its accuracy, it's your responsibility to publish it. That's our profession. On the subject of embargoes, it was said that both groups usually benefit. An embargo lift allows the company to enjoy a surge of coverage, and writers worried less about the race to publish information first, giving us time to prepare better content.
Mm-hmm. So we, of course, learned during that interview last week that there was no embargo put on Slasher. So he was free to say whatever he wanted without being legally blacklisted. Of course, you can still hate people all you want for free.
Well, if you piss enough people off, it's going to be really hard to do your job.
Absolutely. But the big point to take away from this is that's a missed opportunity. That article that they were saying, no, you should have hung out and, made a better one. Well, he was racing to be first. And if this embargo did go into place, then he would have taken the time to write a cool, kickin' article.
I agree. They also went on to say that EG's comments during the show indicated they don't understand that it isn't Slasher's responsibility to ask them permission to publish information that he's independently verified.
Yep, so he's put his own neck on the line by saying this out loud. It's not his responsibility to go to them and say, hey, am I gonna take some money from you guys? Am I ruining anything here? Oh, okay, just seeing.
Yeah.
It's not like, what's that awful Entertainment Tonight. It's not like they run out on the red carpet. And hey, would it be okay if we comment on the sagginess of your breasts? Okay, cool, thanks.
I like that. What's that show? And then instead of describing the show, you just start humming a song.
Well, I'm seeing like they always have that like,
okay.
And so turned 95 today.
Okay. I like the saggy breasts is the example you went with. Thank you for that,
sure.
Kyle.
You're welcome.
Oh, man. They also said it may be accurate that esports relies disproportionately on sponsors. And then finally, that formal coverage of esports by gaming outlets is still quite new. Last night's ugly back and forth between Slasher and prominent members of the scene demonstrates that growing pains remain, which I agree with. I mean, I kind of said last week, like, this seems really unprofessional, and the whole argument is about professionalism, so nobody won.
Yep.
Except Total Biscuit. He was the only guy that came on. I was like, oh, wow. Someone's making sense tonight. Hooray!
And a fine quote from J2, who sent us in this article, and a nice long rant to go with us. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and if you want to read his entire email, it's far too long to read on air, but if you want to read the thing in its fullest, you can head on over to the StarCast.com for the show notes.
But his final point is, I don't understand why organizations in esports compare themselves to sports when it's convenient. It's a completely different beast, and we learn that absolutely when you think of ticket sales. And our particular sport, you have to pay to get in. Yep. You don't pay those teams for showing up.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So anyways, now that we are near the end of the episode, if chat room would like to shoot any questions to our guest John, or Kyle and myself, but we're not that interesting, do so now.
No. Now, we did get one along the way, and it is a bit of a conspiracy here, John. They're saying, were you inspired by the Handsome Nerd t-shirt?
Which one?
Apparently, there was a Handsome Nerd t-shirt that
it said, do you play StarCraft 2? And it looks like a little kid drew it.
And it has like little stars.
I've never seen it. What does it look like?
It's a blue shirt with stars.
Really, eh? I'm going to look it up right now. So the answer would be no. I've actually never seen that. So.
Oh, well, there you go. Mystery debunked. You can take your tinfoil hats off now, conspiracy theorists. Good stuff.
I don't know if this is a general question for all three of us, but I'm directing at you, John. Do you think Terran is OP? Because I saw your episode where they were raining down.
1 second. Let's see. Well, who's saying that? That's my friend saying that. And we have a little joke because I used to hate Terran so much. I used to. And so we kind of have a little joke between us that we just, whenever we play together and there's a Terran, we go, our objective, whether we lose or not, we're going to kill that Terran. So it's kind of like a little game we have, and so yeah, I used to hate the bio ball because it was just it's tier 1, and in order to counter it as Protoss, you got to get tier 3, and it was so frustrating. But I mean, just like anything, it has its counters or its ways around it and stuff like that. And now I actually I have a certain strategy where I'm usually, depending on what the Terran does, I actually usually can kill them within the first 7 minutes, which is surprising because Marauders are pretty good at the beginning.
Yeah.
Marauders are good.
Yeah.
If you take one thing away from today's episode, it's that Marauders are indeed good. And one of my favorite units. I want your Marauder shirt that's on, what is that? Oh.
Swagling?
That's the site. Yeah,
Swagling.com?
I want the Marauder shirt so damn bad.
The Kaboom baby?
Yeah. Oh, man. You have no idea. Love it. More questions from the chat room. Dear Carbot, do you plan on having any esports celebs in any of your future StarCraft's episodes? Kind of like how the SC reporter had Day 9 do the Rude Lord voice for episode 1, or one episode.
Right. This is a little bit of more of a difficult thing to do because I don't have voice acting really. I just have to what the units say every once in a while. But I have thought about ways I could incorporate that, and it's kind of lengthy to explain, but I have thought of it, and whether they want to do it or not. I should have. I thought someone mentioned this on Reddit. If Total Biscuit did the Christmas special episode with his, with his British accent, it would have been great.
That would have been phenomenal.
So I mean that was a missed opportunity. I didn't think of that. But yeah, so I don't know. There are ways. I don't, because I want to make it feel more like natural without trying to force it. So
yeah.
There are ways that I think that could happen, and that I have thought about. So
yeah, that's great. This one can go for all of us. Captain Newbing, who's actually our editor, wanted to know what our favorite beers are. So John, we'll start with you since you're the guest.
What my favorite beer is?
Yeah.
I don't drink.
You don't drink?
I don't drink.
Crap. What's your favorite soda? If you don't drink soda, I don't know. What's your favorite beverage?
I drink water. I don't know. I actually really like cold water, to be honest. But I mean, if we're gonna go with soda, I don't know if anyone. I think it's not really in the States, but Canada Dry. It's a ginger ale. It's really good.
It is absolutely in the States.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, I would always. That's what I always had on tap anytime I was sick.
A&W root beer.
Okay.
So good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's say, how do you stay up till like 7 a.m. finishing an animation if you don't drink anything with caffeine?
Sheer willpower. Yeah.
Kyle, do you have I know you're not big on drinking. Or what is? But you do from time to time have a beer. Do you have a preference?
Nah, they're all nasty in my opinion. It's just so much work to get drunk.
I don't drink beer to get drunk. I enjoy the taste of beer.
You just gotta keep swallowing and yeah.
Well, fine.
So I'm sorry, you're alone in this question. I guess no, actually, I don't have anything. Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Actually, I love orange juice.
I am a fan as well.
Gotta get that vitamin C.
Florida oranges for the win. My state does it so well. And if the brewery Samuel Smith makes it, I'll drink it. That'd be my favorite. So there's that. It's my birthday this weekend. I'm going up to a German beer garden. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. They have this one beer that's so damn expensive, and I'm totally getting it.
It's your birthday.
Indeed, it is. Is a landed Viking really the best counter to tanks?
A landed Viking, the best count. Why is that question asked?
That's a very good question. I don't know. No, I would say anything that can fly and shoot down is the best counter to tanks.
Unless they're in siege mode and you land them right next to them.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I guess that would work.
I would still argue that like a Banshee would be a better counter since you don't have to bother microing it at all and it cannot be hit by the tank. But that's That's that. Said it's from the video. From the video.
Oh, I think he must have just meant Ultralisk from Tanks.
Yeah, probably. The
okay.
trailer.
Gotcha.
It did make me want to fire up my old alt account Viking King, though.
Viking? Is it Viking King or Viking?
Well, it's Viking King, because much like Marine King is king of Marines, Viking King is king of Vikings, and wins only with Vikings.
I forgot about that.
Horse.
I totally forgot
and
about that.
Extremely ineffective unless they go Broodlords or something.
Oh, that's great. Leave Me Alone asks, can you do the Heart of the Swarm cinematic in StarCraft style, including a cute Kerrigan?
I'll answer that question, but I want to ask him, Leave Me Alone, is that from Avatar Last Airbender? Wonder if he'll answer.
Oh, man, I hope
that's totally aligned in that show.
I just finished Korra.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I need more, and I need more now.
I love that show. It's my favorite cartoon. Meant for kids, but so good.
I disagree. Yes. Okay, it is. Okay.
Dude, there's nothing childish about Asuka cutting her hair, looking in the mirror, talking to her invisible mother. That is a show for grown-ups.
I'm about to say, it does the Harry Potter thing. It starts off incredibly lighthearted and family-friendly, and gradually gets darker.
I said Asuka. I've been watching Evangelion. Excuse me, Azuka.
Asuka. I knew what you meant, and honestly, since she wasn't in Korra, I had forgotten her name. I always just called her Psycho Bitch. when I don't usually use the word bitch a lot, but when my girlfriend and I, that's what we just got to calling her while we were watching it. It was like, oh, Zuko's Psycho Bitch sister, yeah. I love Zuko, man. He's definitely him.
Oh, yeah. I love all those characters in that show. Well-defined, good character arcs, everything. Love the show.
So
but to answer the question, it's a thought. I mean, it's nothing planned. So I guess that would be the answer. But, I mean, it's definitely not, out of the question.
Have you ever thought about, not necessarily, doing a shot-by-shot cinematic rendition, but have you ever thought of introducing some of the main characters from the lore, like have a StarCraft's Jim Raynor or a StarCraft's Kerrigan? Yeah, I was thinking about like the campaign and stuff, and doing that almost as a separate series, kind of mocking the campaign and parodying it. But that was one of the original ideas, but that's kind of been thrown in the back burner quite a bit, actually, because I feel that some other ideas that actually will be more successful, and the community will enjoy more just some of the other ideas. And again, those will hopefully come to light for the next couple weeks. Cool. Well, that's awesome. I just want to sit here and ask you more cartoon questions. I'm not sure how old you are, though. Did you grow up with the original Nicktoons?
I watched Beast Wars, was my show when I was a kid.
That's all that matters.
That is actually my Transformers as well. My roommate, who's a little older and a product of the '80s, thinks it's sacrilege. I mean, he enjoys it, but to call that the Transformers, he thinks is wrong.
Oh, that's really good.
That's what I grew up with, man. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get into Reboot, even though it was done by the same studio. Just wasn't a fan. But
I wasn't a fan of the continuation. Was it Beast Machines?
When they went to Cybertron, just got
I
stupid.
did not like that.
And I didn't understand why they became robot, shiny, but they still were apes and crap. That is not camouflage.
Didn't make much sense, and Rat Trap looked like Pinocchio, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He did, oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow,
Pinocchio on wheels.
Wow.
Now, as an avid StarCraft Brood War fan growing up, just the campaign, it wasn't esports, but I loved Roughnecks, the Starship Troopers animation.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ever watch that?
Oh, that is hard to watch.
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get into
ugly
it.
Show.
Oh, it's hideous now. Don't even look at it. And it was pretty bad back then.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, whoa, God, what an ugly show. Man, that makes the original He-Man look like an actual Frazetta painting.
Well, don't even touch She-Ra then.
Oh man.
It's a dark rabbit hole.
Right.
And then there's that other one that's like Shazam or something, where he's like a cowboy and he has animal powers or something.
All right, once we start talking about She-Ra, this episode of StarCast has come to a close.
Sure, let's get out of here.
It is time to end this episode. John, man, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We were so stoked for this episode. We're really big fans. So
Thanks.
we'll definitely have to have you back on at some point.
For sure.
So it was fun. Now, before we let you go, where can people find you? Is there anything else you would like to promote? Do so now.
Well, YouTube is, I mean, they probably already know this, but youtube.com/Carbot Animations. And there is a Carbot Animations website. It's carbotanimations.com, and our store is it's directly linked from the website, swagling.com, for shirts. And just to let people know, plushies are in the works. So
Yes!
should be getting a prototype soon. And we may have to do them one at a time just because it is quite expensive to get the prototype and all that stuff. But so that is coming. So I'm really excited. I'm really a little bit not worried, but just concerned because I want it to be done right, and I don't have control over that because, I can just say yes or no to the prototype. So hopefully they get it right. I sent kind of blueprints and plans of the proportions and everything. So
Can we know what unit it is?
well, you could probably take a pretty good guess which one would, the most popular preferred.
Yeah, I know what I want to cuddle with.
There's a couple, but I did put a little vote thing on my Facebook page. What was it, a couple weeks ago? But it's a Zergling.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and so it doesn't mean the other ones aren't coming out, but we're starting with Zergling, because of the money thing, Yeah.
Great. Well, that's good. I will definitely be buying one.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. So
You will see one in my webcam very soon.
sweet.
So, well, very, very cool. Anything else?
Well, I guess I mentioned the Facebook page, facebook.com/Carbot Animations. Twitter is the same thing, twitter.com/ except it's /Carbot Animation with no S. Guess it was too many characters. But I think that would be it. New episodes are always every Saturday. There will be a little bit of a break between season 1 and 2 if I choose to do it that way. Like a week or two of a break for every episode. But look for episode 23 this Saturday.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And as always, there's us as well. StarCast is a production of A-Move.TV. TheStarCast.com is the place to go for our forums, archives, shirts, and all kinds of other goodies. You can catch us live every Thursday night right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/A-Move.TV. Email us. That email is starcastshow@gmail.com. If you have questions, comments, concerns, if you know what guests are coming up, feel free to shoot questions in for that. Follow us on Twitter at the StarCast. You can follow me at Garrett Art. You can follow Kyle at Kyle Ferguson. And a big thanks to our production crew, Octane Pro and Captain Noobing. Kyle and I also do another little show called This Week in Blizz. If you're a fan of Diablo, WoW, and StarCraft, every Monday, same time, same channel. And you can check out my stream art if you've got a show or a video game stream, all kinds of stuff. I do freelance work on the side. That's nomoonart.com. Always available for freelance. Kyle, where can people find you?
You can also find me at Biggest Fan Podcast, where we follow the fad that's driving you mad. This past week, we did... Oh my goodness, my brain is escaping. What did we do? What did I talk about yesterday? I sat here for 2 hours and talked about something with Brockett other than my jeans and how tight they were.
Wait. Oh, yes, you bought your first pair of skinny jeans this past week. I forgot.
I have to special order my pants because I have a stupid thin waist and ridiculous long legs. So I had no idea what they were going to look like, and there's no pocket room in those things. I'm not used to it.
That or you just need a tailor, it sounds like.
Granted, I grew up with cargos, so nothing has enough pocket room. Can't even keep my Game Boy in my pocket.
All right, fair enough.
You know what? It's a completely escaping me. So we did something. It was fun. I had a great time. You should check it out, Biggest Fan Podcast. And we have an episode coming up next week. But I'm especially excited because we are collecting Cosmo magazines for Cosmo Week coming up, and that's going to be a blast.
Wait, 2 dudes are doing a episode about Cosmopolitan.
Yes, and comparing it with Men's Health.
Really?
Yep.
That's going to be a fun episode.
It will be. We're thinking maybe we'll divide it up between like maybe make it Vogue versus Men's Health, and then we'll do like a teen week where we do like more of the teen or Tiger Beat and like stuff like that, and get our Bieber on and stuff. But we'll see. I'll let you know.
All right. Very, very wonderful. And again, big thanks to our guest, John. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel on YouTube. If you haven't already, you're dead inside. John, just one last time. Thanks again for coming on, man. You really are a freaking gem of the StarCraft community. So thanks again.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Fun.
We'll see you all next week with episode 137.